Imagine life without social media for a day. Sounds impossible, right? That's how deep the digital world has penetrated our lives. We wake up, and before our feet touch the floor, we've already checked our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. We're scrolling through feeds before our morning coffee gets cold. Every day, the average person spends roughly 2 hours on social media. That's nearly 5 years over a lifetime. This constant connection to the digital world is transforming the way we interact, changing the dynamics of our personal relationships. We've all seen it. Conversations interrupted by a buzz, a beep, a flash of light, a quick glance at a screen, and suddenly we're miles away from the person sitting across from us. Social media has become a virtual public square, a place where we gather, share, and connect. But with every post, every like, every comment, we're reshaping our relationships in ways we're only beginning to understand. In an age where a like or comment can make or break a day, it's crucial to understand how social media is shaping our relationships. Social media, a platform designed to bring us closer, is ironically causing more isolation than ever before. It's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? On one side, it's an incredible tool for connection, allowing us to meet people from all walks of life, from every corner of the globe. We can share ideas and experiences, collaborate, and learn from each other, all at the click of a button. Yet on the flip side, social media can also be a breeding ground for feelings of loneliness and depression. We begin to compare our lives to the carefully curated highlights of those we follow. We start to feel inadequate, as if our own lives don't quite measure up. This constant comparison can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and negativity, which can severely impact our mental health. Moreover, the need for validation on these platforms can be overwhelming. The number of likes, comments, and shares become a measure of our worth. We crave that instant gratification, that dopamine hit every time our phone pings with a new notification. But what happens when the likes stop coming in? What happens when the comments aren't as positive as we'd hoped? Our self-esteem takes a hit, and we're left feeling more alone than ever. This paradox of social media is a tricky one to navigate. It's a tool that was designed to bring us together, but it's also driving us apart. We're more connected than ever, yet we feel more isolated. We're constantly surrounded by people, yet we feel incredibly lonely. The psychological effects of this paradox cannot be underestimated. It's causing an epidemic of loneliness and depression, a wave of self-doubt and low self-esteem. But it's not all doom and gloom. Social media, like any tool, is what we make of it. It can be a force for good, a platform for positive change, a way to truly connect with others. While social media allows us to connect with people worldwide, it's essential to remember that it's merely a tool and not a replacement for real-world interactions. So how can we strike a balance between our digital and real-world relationships? That's the question of the hour, and it's not as hard as it may seem. It starts with being intentional and aware of how we're spending our time and who we're spending it with. First off, let's talk about setting boundaries. Just as you would establish boundaries in your physical relationships, the same should apply to your digital ones. This might mean setting specific times for when you'll check your social media accounts, or deciding on certain situations where you won't use your phone at all, like during meals or family time. It's about being present in the moment rather than being sucked into the digital vortex. Next, mindful usage is key. It's easy to mindlessly scroll through social media feeds for hours on end, but is that really the best use of your time? Before you know it, you've lost half your day to an endless stream of posts and updates. Instead, be mindful of how and why you're using these platforms. Are they adding value to your life, or are they just a way to kill time? And finally, prioritize face-to-face interactions. While digital communication has its perks, it can never fully replace the value of in-person connection. Make time for those in your life who matter most. That could mean grabbing a coffee with a friend instead of just liking their posts online, or having a family game night instead of everyone retreating to their own devices. Remember, social media is a tool. It's a way to stay connected, share experiences, and learn new things. But it should never replace the genuine connection and deep relationships that can only come from real-world interactions. Remember, it's all about balance. The digital world is a part of our lives, but it shouldn't control them. So let's strive for that balance. Let's use technology to enhance our relationships, not replace them. Let's make the most of both our digital and real-world connections. Because in the end, It's the people in our lives who matter most, not the devices in our hands. At the end of the day, what matters most are the connections we make and the relationships we nurture. It's not about how many followers we have or how many likes our posts get. It's about the genuine bonds we form with those around us. The digital world offers a multitude of ways to connect, but nothing compares to the depth and richness of real-world relationships. Think about it. The laughter that fills a room during a family dinner, the comfort of a friend's hug in times of distress, the joy of shared experiences and memories. These are things that social media simply cannot replicate. It's easy to get caught up in our digital lives, but let's not forget to invest time in the people who matter most to us. Let's cherish our offline relationships and make them a priority. So take a moment to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with the real one. After all, the best likes come from a warm hug, a shared laugh, and a heartfelt conversation. We've explored the impact of social media on our relationships and learned how to balance our digital and real-world connections. We began with the digital invasion, understanding how social media has permeated our lives. We saw that it can be a double-edged sword, providing us with endless opportunities for connection, yet also acting as a potential source of isolation and misunderstanding. We then delved into the art of balancing our digital and real-world interactions. The importance of this balance cannot be overstated, as it plays a pivotal role in shaping our relationships and overall well-being. We highlighted the power of genuine connection, whether it's a hearty laugh shared with a friend over a funny meme, or a meaningful face-to-face conversation that leaves you feeling understood and appreciated. Now it's your turn to take action. Disconnect to reconnect. Because life's best moments aren't found online, they're experienced in the real world.